This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, in this video we will see how to print something onto the monitor, what is a variable, what are the general data types, such type of basic stuff. Okay, so let me create a new Python file. Right click on your project, go to new, go to Python file, just say like someone. Okay, initially what is the thing I want to do is, let us say I want to print hello onto the monitor. I want to print hello onto the monitor. In any of the programming languages, wherever you do encounter this symbol, this is called as what? Function or method. Function or method. So if I want to print hello onto the monitor, I will use print function. I will use print function. In the print function, in the double quote, whatever you do put, that will be printed as it is onto the monitor. We will try this. So in the print function, I am giving hello in the double quote. Let us check. Is it going to print hello onto the monitor? Yes. Now, in the print function, if I put something in the single quote, will it be printed as it is onto the monitor? Let us check. Yes, it was printed. Similarly, in the print function, if I put something in triple quote, will it be printing as it is onto the monitor? Yes, it will. So what we can say is, in the print function, in the double quote, in the single quote, or in the triple quote, whatever we do write, that will be printed as it is onto the monitor. This is the way we print something in Python onto the monitor. Nextly, we will be discussing variables. Let us say I want to add 2 and 3. If I want to add 2 and 3, what I will do is like, I will first try to store this 2 and 3 into the computer's memory. How can you do that? See, the entire computer's memory has been divided into different number of cells. Like this. See, this is one cell, this is one cell, like that. The entire computer's memory has been divided into different number of cells. What is the line of code I have to write to put 2 into the computer's memory? I will be just writing a equal to 2. If I write a equal to 2 and whenever this instruction is encountered, what will happen? To any of the free cell, the name A will be taken and 2 will be stored into it. If I want to store 3 into the computer's memory, what I will do? I will just write b equal to 3. Now what will happen? Whenever this instruction is encountered to any of the free cell, the name b will be taken and 3 will be stored into it. Let us say I want to store the gender, or I want to store the age of a user into the computer's memory. I will be writing age equal to 30. So whenever age equal to 30 is encountered to any of the free cell, the name age will be taken and 30 will be stored into it. So in this context, we can call A, B, age as what? As variables. We can call all these as what? Variables. So what is a variable? Basically, name of a memory cell. Yes, A is the name of the cell, B is the name of a cell, age is the name of a cell. Name of a memory cell is called as a variable. What is the purpose of a variable? It is used to store a value. In one variable, you can store one value. fun. So what is a variable? It's the name of a memory cell. It is used to store a value. Now I will write like this: a equal to 10. Print a. If I write a equal to 10, whenever this instruction is encountered to any of the free cell, the name a will be taken and 10 will be stored into it. That is okay. So if I give print a, 10 will be printed or a will be printed? A will be printed because we have just now discussed whatever you do put in the double quote of a print function, that will be printed as it is onto the monitor. So what happened? A printed here. But I don't want A to be printed. I want 10 to be printed. I want the value of the cell to be printed. So with this instruction, it will be happened like this. So if I want to print 10 onto the monitor, that means the value of the variable onto the monitor, then I will be giving print A. Now let us check. See, so what you have to understand from this, if you put something in double quote, it will be printed as it is onto the monitor. So as you kept it inside the double quote, it got printed as it is onto the monitor. If you want to print its value, if you want to print the value inside the variable, you should put that outside the double quote. If you have to put it outside the double quote. If you put something outside the double quote, its memory value will be taken and printed out. Okay. Next. But I don't want the age to be printed like this. Let us say if I give age equal to 20, print A, means what will happen? Like this 20 will be printed. But I don't want the answer to be like that. I want the output to be like this. The age is 20. The age is 20. In this way, I want to get the result. So we know whatever we do want to print as it is onto the monitor, that we will be putting in the print function. So the age is colon, up to that I want to print as it is. 20 should be printed. 20 is there in which variable? Age variable. If you put like this, what will happen? The age is age only will be printed because that also you kept in double quote. Put this age out of the double quote. Put this age out of the double quote. So this will be printed as it is, and here what will happen? The memory value will be printed. So what you have to do now is you have to put a comma over here. Why we should put comma? Comma is nothing but concatenation operator in this context. Concatenation means what? What is concatenating? Combining. What you are combining actually, see, you are combining two things in one line. This is the thing to be printed as it is. This is the memory value. You are combining two things in one line. One is to be printed as it is. One is from the memory. One is from the memory. So if you want two things to be concatenatedly or combinedly printed in one line, you should put some concatenation symbol over here. So let us try this. I'm writing age equal to 20. Print the age is, put a comma, concatenated with what value? Age. Value inside age.
This conference will now be recorded.
So this will be printed as it is, and this will be like it will be getting the memory value, that is nothing but 20, combinedly coming in one line. These two things will combinedly come in one line. Just execute this. Yes, the age is 20. Let us say if I give like this, print age comma is the age. Now what will happen? Age means it's outside the double quote, its memory value 20 will be taken. Is the age will be inside the double quote, so it will be taken as it is. These two will be combinedly printed in one line. See, 20 is the age. Okay. Next, if I give a equal to 10, Later on, if I give a equal to 9, later on if I give a equal to 99, and if I give print a, what will happen? Whenever this instruction is encountered to any of the free cell, the name A will be taken and 10 will be stored into it. That is okay. Now, whenever A equal to 9 is encountered, 10 will be permanently lost from the memory, and in the variable A, in the memory cell A, 9 will be kept. Whenever A equal to 99 is encountered, 9 will be permanently lost from the memory cell A and it will be overridden by 99. So, if you print A, what will happen? It will be printing 99. It will be printing 99. That means a variable can store only one value. Which value? The latest value, the lastly updated value. Next. Let us say I am taking A equal to 10, B equal to 20, C equal to 30. So print A, print B, print C. This is fine. Let me execute. So here 10, 20, 30 printed in 3 lines. If I want them to be concatenatedly printed in one line, I will be using the concatenation symbols. Comma B, comma C, like this I will put. Now 10, 20, 30 will be combinedly printed in one line. Okay. Now, let us say I am having A value as 10, B value as 10, C value as 10. Now, print A, B, C. Okay. So, I am executing the program. 10, 10, 10 will be coming in same line. But now, what I am doing, I don't want 3 instructions for this. I want 10, 10, 10, or I want 10 to be stored in all the variables using only one instruction. Instead of wasting memory, what we can do is like we can just write this in one instruction, like A equal to B equal to C equal to 10. Now also all the 3 variables will be getting the value 10. If you print ABC, what will happen? 10, 10, 10 will be printed. So this is called as what? Assigning single value to multiple variables. Assigning single value to multiple variables. Now see, I will be taking A equal to 10, B equal to 20, C equal to 30. Then print A, B, C. Now 10, 20, 30 will be printed in one line. That is okay. But still, I don't want 3 instructions for this. I can just manage this in one instruction, like A, B, C equal to 10, 20, 30. Now you know what will happen. This particular 10 will be going to A, 20 will be going to B, 30 will be going to C. Now also the same effect. If you print ABC, 10, 20, 30 will be coming. This is called as what? Assigning multiple values to multiple variables. Assigning multiple values to multiple variables. So we can assign single value to multiple variables, and even we can assign multiple values to multiple variables. So nextly we will be seeing ID function. ID function. So if I put A equal to 10, then what will happen? We pretty well know that to any of the free cell, the name A will be taken and 10 will be stored into it. 10 will be stored into it. Actually, to each and every cell, there will be a unique address. To each and every cell, there will be a unique address. Let us say the address of the cell A is 1001. So, if I give print A, what will happen? The content inside A 10 will be coming, right? But if I want to print the address of A, I will be using the ID function. If I give ID of A, what will happen? The address of the variable A will be retrieved. Is it printed? It's not printed because ID function will retrieve, it will not print. So what you have to do? You have to give the print instruction. Print function again you have to use. So id of a means what will happen? Address of the variable a will be retrieved and that will be printed. Just execute. See, this is the address of the cell A. I just have written 1001, but this is the actual address. So if I give something like b equal to 20, now what will happen? One more free cell will be chosen, name b will be taken, and 20 will be stored in it. The address of this b is, let us say, 1002. Now if I want to retrieve the actual address of a, I will be using the id function, id of b. Now let us execute. What happened? If you can observe, the address of A and address of B is different. Obviously, every cell will have a unique address. But let me put like this. If I give the same value, if you can see the result, the addresses are coming same. See, the values are same, addresses are coming same, right? Why like that? Just observe. Whenever this instruction is encountered to any of the free cell, the name A will be taken and 10 will be stored into it. But yeah, let it be the address of A to be like 1001. Whenever B equal to 10 is encountered, Python compiler is so intelligent. What is the intention of the programmer? The intention of the programmer is to store 10 into the computer's memory. Already in one cell 10 is there, na? Already in one cell 10 is there, na? Why to waste new cell? Why to waste memory? Why to create one more cell? Or why to occupy one more cell? It will think. And to the same cell, it will give the reference B. What the programmer want to store 10 into the computer's memory. That is already there in A, na? So what it will do is, it will simply give the reference B to the same cell. That's why address of A if you print 1001, address of B also if you print 1001 only. So what is the point you have to remember is, if the values are different, addresses are different. If the values are same, addresses are also same. Now, how can you see the available keywords in Python? What are the keywords available in Python? If you want to see, what you have to do, you have to open Python command line. You have to open Python command line. Then you have to type see, initially you are in which prompt? Initially you are in the Python prompt. Now you are giving the help function. Type help function and click on enter. Now what will happen? You have shifted to help prompt. Now what you have to give? You have to type something like keywords. Keywords. If you click on enter, what all the keywords available in Python, you can just check. Then you are in the help prompt. If you want to come out of the help prompt and enter the Python prompt, just click on Ctrl Z and click on enter. Now what happened? Python prompt came for you. Just open the Python prompt and then type the help function. Type the help function. Then what will happen? Help prompt will come. Then type keywords. Click on enter. All the keywords you can see. Once if you are done, you just want to come out of the help prompt, then you just click on Ctrl Z and click on enter. Then you will be getting the Python prompt. In this way we can check all the keywords available in Python. See. Okay, now we will be seeing what are comments in Python. What are comments basically? Let me put like some a equal to 10 and b equal to 20. So print a and print b. Normally 10 and 20 will be the output. See, in future, I may be forgetting the meaning of this line, right? So for my understanding, for my own sake, I am writing the meaning of this instruction like this. Printing the value of a. In this way, for my understanding, I have written, but Python compiler don't know English, right? So what I have to tell Python compiler, this is not for you. This is for me. This is for my sake. You don't consider it at the time of compilation or at the time of execution. Please don't consider this. You have to tell that. So how can I say that? Simply by putting a hash over here. Whatever you do put after hash, that will not be considered at the time of execution of the script. This is called as what? Comment. Comments are written for our sake. Comments are written for our sake. Whatever you do put after hash, they will not at all be considered at the time of execution. See, for example, if I execute this program, 10 and 20 will be the output. If I put hash before this, now this instruction is not that. That means that is not treated at the time of execution. So now only a value will be printed. So whatever you do put after hash, that is called as a that is not at all treated at the time of execution, and that is called as a comment. If you can observe, hash is called as single line comment. Before which line you put hash, only that line is commented. Let us say I am writing something like this. If I want to comment all these instructions, if I put hash, only first line commented. If I put hash before second line, only that line commented. If I put hash before third line, only third line has been commented. But I want to comment 100 instructions. If I want to comment 100 instructions, I have to simply put hash, 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 hash before each and every line. Putting hash for 100 times is not that easy. So we will be calling hash as what? Single line comment. We will be using hash for putting single line comments. But if I want to comment multiple instructions at a time, we will be using the multi-line comments. How to create multi-line comments in Python? By using the triple quotes. By using the triple quotes. This is the way we create multi-line comments in Python. See, if you execute, what will happen? There is no effect of this. You can also create the multi-line comments in one more way, that is also by using double triple quotes. Double triple quotes. This is also okay. Triple quote you're putting for double time, right? So for creating multi-line comments, there are actually two ways in Python. First is by using triple quotes you can create, and even by using double triple quotes you can create the multi-line comments. So what are comments? Whatever we do write under comments, they will not be considered at the time of execution. Python supports two types of comments, single line and multi-line. Single line comment in the sense, before which line you do put hash, only that line will be commented. Multi-line comments means if we want to comment multiple instructions at a time, then we will be using multi-line comments. Multi-line comments are indicated in two ways, by using triple quotes and even by using double triple quotes. Okay, so in my next video, I will be starting general data types in Python. Thank you so much.